Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I wanted to talk about achieving sales in Adobe Stock, and specifically Adobe Stock today. I don't want to talk about any other stock photography site, specifically Adobe Stock. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest. And I wanted to go over it because I wanted to talk about achieving sales. And you see here, I have 150 credits left in my Leonardo AI. I finished all of these credits, the 8,500 that I get for this specific account within the first, I think, 2 days or 3 days that it was given to me in the month. Just because I was busy creating. And I wanted to kind of point out some stuff. So I'm just doing some basic creations, but I wanted to kind of go over something. When I create an image, like let's just say an image like this, right? All I need is really to get that first sale. That first sale specifically because it gives me proof of concept of what I'm trying to sell. So if I upload this image and a bunch of others, right, in different niches, so like this image, this image, this image, right, they're all in different niches. Me personally, you have to understand, me personally, there would never be a situation where I would buy an image like this, ever. In fact, I could just create it. Why would I buy it? There's other people out there that would pay for it. And to put things into perspective, all I need is one sale. And the reason why I say that is because if you can generate one sale from the image, most likely that image could create 20, 30, 40, 50 sales a year relatively easily. And I don't say that to exaggerate because obviously there are some images that sell 10 times a year and that's it. Some images don't sell at all. But really, all my focus on is that first sale. The reason why I say that is because there are some images that I'll upload that will never get a sale within the first year. It's not like I write it off, but I think in a mindset that niche or the content that's being uploaded for that specific keywords that I've added or whatever the case is not serving me at that moment. And it's definitely not a big hitter. My goal with selling stock photography is to kind of a scavenge. And it's almost like a scavenger hunt. I'm uploading images in all kinds of different niches, in all kinds of different pathways. I really don't know what's going to hit in the beginning. I mean, people can say they do niche research and whatever, but the truth is I've sold all kinds of images that I would have never thought that should sell. And I really am more surprised in the stock photography world over any other world there is. Because if you look at print on demand, at least some of the times, I can look at an image and tell right away if that image is going to sell from a design aspect. Is it quality? Is it good looking? But from a stock photography perspective, I can't tell you how many times I was dumbfounded uploading images that I personally didn't think anybody should buy, but they sold. And they sold for specific reasons that are beyond me. Sometimes it could be corporate reasons. It could be somebody who's using that image as an element in their work, because sometimes I will upload vectors. That would be rare, but sometimes I do, right? And it could be for various reasons. My goal is not to understand necessarily why, and specifically because I put large frame of numbers in my mindset. You guys have heard me say in the paid lessons and in the free videos that I said if you're going to take up uploading stock photography to stock photography sites, including Adobe Stock, don't quit before you reach 10,000. Because at that point, you've done more than enough to be able to generate consistent amounts of income. Now, whether that be $50 a week for some people or $500 a week, it could differ person to person. Doesn't really matter. My goal is just to be able to just keep moving forward consistently with a consistent income that I can almost depend on. And the word depend, we'll put that on air quotes because really nothing is dependable in the world we live in today. But, just the mindset of it is don't quit until you do more than enough work to see results. And to be honest, it's really not that difficult to think about it. So with these 8,500 credits that I paid for example, every month, and I think I paid, when Leonardo first came out, I was astonished by how it was in comparison to some of its competitors. I'll give you an example like Lexica AI. I think Leonardo blows it out of the water, just my opinion. You look at Playground AI, for example. I think Leonardo is better overall. I do think Playground AI is good, but I just think Leonardo is better overall. And I just like the whole vibe of it. I thought it was very easy to use, so I just bought the yearly plan right away. And I bought it at the cheapest one, I have to admit, because I wasn't 100% sure of how much work I was going to do with it. And it turned out amazing. And so I'm using these 8,500 credits every single month, and I try to use them as fast as possible. Out of the 8,500 credits, I've been kind of using this photoreal style. So if you look here with Leonardo, you have this button here that says photoreal version 2. I turn it on and then I create with it. And when I do create with it, the credits go by pretty quick. So to create 4 images, I think it's like a 25, so 26, 28 tokens, something like that. So I'm creating well over 400 images. I can't do the math right now. I think maybe I'm creating close to 1,000, but not all of the images get used. So let me actually try to do the math on that. So let's just say I make some of the images in a size of 1024 pixels by 576. Not always the case, but let's just throw that out there. If we have 8,500, we can take that and divide that by the 26 tokens that it would cost me. I'm generating 320 something images. If I was to decrease the size, obviously, it would cost me less tokens, right? 17, but usually I'm paying 25 to 28 tokens per hit. So that's about 396 images right there. And if you set that up as a goal for yourself, let's just say out of the 396, 300 of them, or 326, let's just say 250, you're comfortable with uploading every month. So when I say comfortable, I don't mean from a skills or a hard work perspective. I'm just simply talking about if the image is not damaged. It doesn't look deformed. It doesn't look, low quality, something like that. So if you really do the math on that, 250 images, you multiply that by the 12 that you're going to have per month. That's 3,000 images right there. Now, to be honest, it's really, in my opinion, like 1 day's worth of work to take all of the credits in a day and get them done. 8,500 credits, just do it, get them done, upload 300 plus images. It's really a day's worth of work, in my opinion. So you can easily be in a situation where you're uploading 1,200, 1,500 images a month. I know it will take some effort and many hours for beginners, but there are some tools that kind of will make that happen. I made videos on that. I don't want to kind of keep going over the tools over and over and over because I don't want to keep repeating myself. And as you guys know, it bores the audience. It gets them frustrated. They don't want to hear the same information. You guys know what tools I use to tag quickly, to be able to basically proceed with the creations quickly and not have to really worry about each and every design. Even in the paid lessons, I kind of show stuff like that. And I show different tactics as how I'm creating the art, how many pieces I'm creating, things like that. So I'm not going to be repetitive. But from a speed perspective, all my strategies and the tools come into play to be able to create as many as possible. I could definitely understand a scenario where somebody's doing everything manually, and that's a million times harder. It's almost impossible to do that when it's all manual and it's without the tools. If you're in the business of creating the manual tools, then my 10,000 rule doesn't really apply for you. If you're in the business of doing everything by hand, the 10,000 doesn't apply. I'm talking about the people who want to use the tools, who want to use the softwares, who want to basically upload quickly. And the whole goal behind that is just achieving that number. Because at the end of the day, between me and you, these images to me are worthless. And really, they have no use for them in my world. There's nothing I could do with these. I'm not going to upload them to Instagram. I don't care about really any kind of image like this. They look beautiful, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really change my life whatsoever if I have them or not. But however, there are other people out there who are going to use them. And every single time I get sales from stock photography, especially on Adobe stock, and that's what we're talking about here, is it just extra money in the bank. There's nothing else to it. Now, most people who are watching this, they're looking for something that's simple, passive income-wise. And I think out of all the different businesses out there, I used to say print on demand is the easiest. I would say this is pretty much easier. Of course, it takes some time, some effort, whatever, but it's not nearly as difficult as just getting started on other platforms or other businesses. With that being said, I think the large numbers, and I want to be clear about this because I don't want to sell people a dream, that the large numbers that I'm talking about, uploading 1,200 images a month, I think numbers like that are practical, once again, when you're using automation. If you're not using automation, it's really not practical. At least I don't think so, unless you're only doing stock photography. But you can achieve your goals relatively quickly in under a year if you're using the whole automation. Of course, you're going to use other tools. You're not going to just use Leonardo AI. This is just, if you want, you could theoretically just buy more credits, which is definitely a possibility. And really, for me, it's really just a money cycle right now because Leonardo, let's just say I'm paying, what did I pay? Like $100 something. I think like $125 for the year. I can't remember the exact number, but let's just say I paid $125, right? I've already made more than that the first month and a half that I was doing this. And I was going slow. I wasn't uploading 1,200 or whatever. And really when I first started was a couple years ago. This was way before Leonardo AI. Now that Leonardo AI is here, all I have to do is cycle money. I put in money to the AI system. I give money to the virtual assistant, and I pay money for the softwares and the tools. They utilize the softwares and the tools. They don't have to really use any knowledge or any brain power. They're copying and pasting keywords, right? And when they do that, they're uploading the image with it when it's upscaled. It's kind of like a formula that works pretty easily. And that image that sells is going to sell anywhere from, let's just say on a low end, the high 20 something cents, all the way up to close to $1 per sale. It could sell a little bit more, just depends on who's getting the image or who's downloading it. And we're putting just Adobe stock in perspective. There's other sites as well, but I'm referring to Adobe stock here currently. And when I'm making those sales and I'm generating those sales, they're going to be on that website relatively forever. As long as I don't break any rules or do anything shady on the website, which I'm not, they should be there for a very, very long time generating the income. And I want to state that this AI image generators and all these kind of things, there's other people doing this. I'm not the only one. And of course, there are people who have the fear of, well, the AI is here. Why don't people just use the AI and create their own images? Is that the reality is not everyone does that. I know what you mean, right? It's super simple, but people are still buying. They're still buying images. They're still buying stock photography. And they probably know that the AI exists. It's very hard for me to assume that the people who are buying these images don't know that the AI exists, but it does. Maybe they just don't want to go through the hassle of creating it. I really don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that they're being purchased, and they're being purchased on a daily basis. This is just some of my thoughts that I'm kind of going over here in the video, and really just describing how, to me, and I've said this before on some of my videos, an image like this, once again, beautiful image, but really doesn't do anything for me. I can't really use this in any other of one of my businesses. Maybe I can use it for a blog post, just depending on the blog post, but it doesn't really move the needle in any way for me other than taking it, creating it, and selling it. There's really nothing else to it. And that's exactly what an image like this is used for, and it's going to create me income down the road. It could do the same for you guys too, but that's why I'm sharing this information. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully this video was helpful, and more importantly, hopefully it shows you some insight on why I do things. I don't do everything perfect. I definitely make mistakes. I'm definitely going through trial and error, pretty much 99% of the time. But once I come up with a strategy and I see it works, I just keep going at it until something has to change. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching once again, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.